Alright folks, week 2 of The Bachelorette has concluded, and that means another preview for next week for us to analyze and dissect. Now, before we get into that though, I do want to make a couple of small amendments to my This Season On preview vid from last week. First off, I made a point that Garrett and Hannah were in Poland due to the language on the lift instructor's jacket. Some viewers pointed out that this language could also be Latvian, which is absolutely true. This group date could be in Latvia and not Poland. There were also a number of people pointing out that the jacket Hannah's wearing in the I had sex and Jesus loves me moment is the same she wears with Mike here. But, in my opinion, this is hardly damning evidence. On my Twitter, and posted to my subscribers, I pointed out that Hannah is wearing a different shirt underneath the jacket in each shot. Now, this doesn't exonerate Mike at all, she simply could have changed on the same date. But to give some context, here's Colton wearing the jacket the night of the gate jump, and here he is wearing the same jacket with two different women. One with Hannah G, and the other, our very own Hannah B, from footage they conveniently cut out of last season where Hannah pulled a Cam and visited Colton during his hometown date with Hannah G. But enough of that, let's jump into the preview of week 3.
I need a man that's going to be there with me through all the pain. And I mean, all the pain.
This group date with Jonathan P. Jones crying out is exploring labor pains. We know that from our season preview. And heading back to this shot, we get a clear view of who's on the group date: Mike, Mateo, JP Jones, Tyler C, Chicken Nugget, Kevin, that little foot right there is Jonathan's, and most importantly, Jed. I say most importantly because of this shot coming up.
All the guys are making me feel so good.
I'm so smiley around you.
Want to feel it? Behave, girl.
Yeah.
So this shot of Jed and Hannah making out really looks like a one-on-one, but we know that it's not. Or at least it's not from this week's upcoming episode, as Jed is on the group date. So either this is Jed pulling Hannah away from the night portion of the group date, or a future one-on-one. More likely than not, however, from the group date. Oh, and this shot of Connor really caught my interest. They're in bed, and Hannah has that I'm not wearing makeup, but I'm on TV, so I'm actually wearing a little bit of makeup thing going on. If this is truly from next week, Connor must visit Hannah at her pad or something at some point. Otherwise, this is a shot from a future episode, which either way bodes very well for Connor.
Quite honestly, you give me hope. I can't stop thinking about you, and I love that.
That could be my wife right there.
Mike and Peter ramp up their connections. These are both on group dates. How do we know?
You guys have really good energy.
She's kissing other guys.
And it's not an easy pill to swallow.
Here's another group date. Peter obviously on it, and Luke P obviously on it. We also see Dylan, Pete, Joey, other Luke, Garrett, Devin, and Grant.
I just need to get something off my chest with it real quick.
Later, okay? I need him to slow his roll.
Luke's self-imploding.
Finally, we get some pushback from Hannah. Now, I honestly think it won't mean much this episode, but hopefully it's the first step towards figuring this guy out.
There's something I need to discuss with Hannah.
Cam told us that he's gonna tell you a sad story to kind of get the pity roast.
This just feels really schemy and slimy.
Chicken Nuggets' days are numbered, and possibly Mike's too. So Chicken Nugget is ABC always be conniving and planning to tell a sob story for a rose. Good on Mike for bringing it up. Which I know, if you've been watching this channel since last season, you know I don't like snitching. Usually I say that snitching and putting yourself in the drama means the end, but if he handles this gently and drops it quick, he could come out okay. I don't know why I'm saying this, usually I just completely shut them down at this point, but maybe it's just Mike, he has that sort of gentle nature and a good way of speaking. We'll see.
Whoa.
What just happened?
This is my worst nightmare.
It's all coming up next week on The Bachelorette.
We finish on Cam walking out. But this could easily be a fake out. I've seen this many times before, someone getting confronted and then saying all the right things to stay in the game. But here are my thoughts for next week's episode based off this preview. To start, Connor gets the one-on-one. Based off the footage we've seen already, we know that the only people not seen on a group date are Dustin, Tyler G, who got a one-on-one last week, and Connor, making me believe that this footage of Connor and Hannah in bed is from some sort of one-on-one, and Dustin and Tyler don't get a date next week. Either that, or one or the two of them were left out of the group date footage. Though it does make sense Tyler not getting a date after having a one-on-one. Now, Connor did an awesome job of rebounding from a no-date week, so it doesn't surprise me that he'll get a one-on-one this week, and so I'm locking him in for a rose next episode. On the chopping block, Chicken Nugget Cam. The only question is, does he pull himself back in? Does he get sent home? Or does he get booted at the rose ceremony? The one thing tripping me up about saying Cam goes home is this image. I haven't seen it yet in the show. If we see Cam wearing this, it's the last bit of footage left of him from the previews, so he'll probably be going home. Also on the chopping block, Joey. Haven't seen much of him all season and not much in the previews either. Now Grant has had the same treatment as well, but we know he at least makes it long enough to wear a kilt, so he's safe for a rose next week. And that's it for this preview breakdown for week 3. What are your thoughts? Catch something I missed? Let me know in the comments section below, and be sure to give a like and subscribe to the channel, as I'll be breaking down everything Bachelorette all season and live tweeting the whole thing as well. Until next week, Bachelor Fan Take out.
I need a man that's gonna be there with me through all the pain. And I mean all the pain.